Welcome to Elevated Sports. I'm Kyle Johnson.
I'm Billy Mock.
Billy, what are we... Oh, first, welcome to the channel.
If you're new, welcome.
This is Elevated Sports, a sports channel for the fans, by the fans. So we're going to be covering sports. You know, it's what you're here for. What's first up on our schedule for today?
NBA Midseason Power Rankings. It's the All-Star break right now. Middle season, not technically because it's a little past midseason,
right.
But it's kind of a reference point for middle of the season. So what we want to do is talk power rankings for the NBA. We have top 10. My list is meshed between the West and East. I don't know if yours is. But for me, it's just my top 10 teams so far this season. And it's not necessarily kind of like how weekly power rankings are, like who's playing good now, who's declining right now. This is just who's been the best in the first half of the season.
Okay. So I did something similar. I split it up into the East and the West. And then I put my top 8 teams, like who's making the playoffs.
Okay.
Man.
All right. Well, then different looks. That'll work. All right. So should we start top to bottom?
Yeah.
Or bottom to top?
Well, it's weird. You do your entire list first because it's totally different formats, and we can't just bounce back and forth.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go bottom to top.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of sound off about these teams real quick. Starting at number 10 for me.
Okay.
10th best team in the league, in my opinion, the Oklahoma City Thunder. This team has gone under the radar. Some very solid play from Chris Paul, Steven Adams, Dennis Schroeder coming off the bench. You may hear his name in one of our NBA Season Award videos when it comes to Sixth Man of the Year. You may hear his name come out of my mouth. I like this Thunder team. Some good young guys as well. Right now, I think they're sitting at the 6th seed at the All-Star break. Yeah, because Dallas and Memphis is 7 and 8. I like this team. They're number 10. And when you hear the teams that don't make this list, some of our viewers may disagree. But moving to number 9, I got the Philadelphia 76ers. Not necessarily playing at the ability they can, but you're still talking about a team with Ben Simmons, with Joel Embiid, one of the top players in the East, with a shooter like Tobias Harris, right? With the guy that you added in the offseason, Al Horford. I think they're struggling right now, but I think when playoff time comes around, you'll see this team really become the team that people have expected them to be all season.
It's interesting because they're your other finals team, right? You
Conference finals?
No, didn't you have them in the finals?
No. I have them in the conference finals.
They got some work to do then.
They do have some work to do. But
unless every other team on your list is in the West.
No, that's not the case. Remember, this is power rankings so far this season. If we're talking power rankings at the end of the season, I expect the Sixers to be farther up on this list. Which leads me to my number 8 team, the Miami Heat. This team has really shocked people. The addition of Jimmy Butler has been great. The young guys like Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn, Duncan Robinson have just been phenomenal. Bam Adebayo making the All-Star team. This has been a fun team to watch, and they've been great. I think they're sitting at 3 seed in the East right now. But I like this Miami Heat team. Number 7, Utah Jazz.
Okay.
Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Joe Ingles. It's consistent every year. This team, they continue to get better year to year. Unfortunately, I still don't think they have what it takes to make a conference finals.
Yeah.
I think unless they're to make a move like this upcoming offseason, I think they're going to be stuck at this 3rd or 4th best team in the West for a long time. However, they're a fun team to watch regular season. Donovan Mitchell is electric. Rudy Gobert, one of the best defenders in the league. It's a fun team to watch. Number 6, Boston Celtics. This is another team that's been really fun to watch. I'm all in on Kemba Walker. Jason Tatum has been just outstanding. Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, both guys that show up every season that are, still getting better. I like the Celtics team. I like them a lot, and I think if there's a team outside of the Bucks and the Sixers that can really make a push at the finals, it would be the Celtics. Because Brad Stevens has proven that he can coach a team that is underrated, and I think the Celtics are underrated. But my number 5 team is another Eastern Conference team that's not the Bucks or the Sixers ahead of the Celtics, and that's the Toronto Raptors. This Raptors team has been solid. Siakam has showed up. Fred VanVleet has been pretty good. Kyle Lowry has showed up. And this is a team coming off an NBA championship. Whether they have Kawhi or not, they are still champions. And they are still winning ball games. So I have them. That's why I have them right above the Celtics, even though I think they're really evenly matched. The Raptors have been here before, but come playoff time, I think the Celtics will have what it takes to beat out the Raptors. But as of right now, so far in the season, I got Toronto over Boston. Number 4, Denver Nuggets.
I like that.
One name, Nikola Jokic, the Joker. I love me some Jokic.
Not Jamal Murray, not Gary Harris.
I like those guys, but I'm a Jokic guy. And I stick to my opinion that if you have a big guy that can shoot and pass the ball, you have already made yourself one of the best offenses in the league. I just love watching Jokic play. And I've said it time and time again, would love to see him improve defensively. But this Nuggets team, not many teams can beat them. I still think they go underrated. I still think they do. Love this Denver Nuggets team. Definitely can make a push for the conference finals this year. Number 3, Los Angeles Clippers. If you've been watching the channel, you know this is my pick to win it all. But I have the Lakers over the Clippers. Right now, I have the Lakers over the Clippers.
Oh, spoiler alert.
The Clippers, I think the only reason that they are not at the top of the West right now is because Paul George has not been playing the whole season, and Kawhi's been on big load management, which I don't totally understand. This is Kawhi Leonard in his prime. He did have the weird season in San Antonio in his final year where he sat out the whole year and no one really knew what was going on. So you never really do know what's going on with Kawhi. But I think in the loaded West, I think you got to play Kawhi as much as you can because I think the Clippers are at the 4 seed right now. And go ahead and check on that for you. 3 seed. You're talking about a bunch of teams in the West that are very evenly matched that could easily surpass the Clippers. So if you're the Clippers, you don't want to lose out on home court advantage. So I think it's important to keep Kawhi in there. Nevertheless, still the best defensive team in the league in my opinion, and still my pick to win it all. That brings me to number 2, Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, everything we expected. They've been phenomenal. However, they did not make the moves they needed to make at the trade deadline. So that's why I have them at number 2. And number 1, your Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's all you got to say. They only have 8 losses so far this season. They're my pick to make the finals.
Yeah,
but I don't have them beating the Clippers.
Yeah,
so
that's all right.
Those are my NBA power rankings, Midseason, and my on the bubble teams. These are teams the 4 teams that have been good but didn't quite make my top 10.
Warriors.
Indiana Pacers, Houston Rockets, and you may be mad that the Houston Rockets did not make it in and the Thunder made it in. Even though they've won some games with this small ball lineup, it's not going to work in the playoffs at all. It's not going to work. And considering they added Russell Westbrook, they should be better than they are right now. So that's why they don't make my top 10. Then Dallas and Memphis. Those are my on-the-bubble teams.
I didn't hear you say New Orleans or Golden State.
I didn't say Portland either.
Dame's injured.
He is, but
We'll see.
which means Devin Booker's in the All-Star game now. So now someone in the East has to get injured so Bradley Beal can make it.
I thought
We only have a day left.
Taco
soon.
Falls is going to make it, actually.
We only have a day left for someone to get injured.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's hear your list.
All right, so my list is a little bit different. I ranked the top 8 teams in the East and the West, but I didn't go for like where they're at right now. I put them like where I see them at the end of the season.
Okay.
They're kind of power rankings. So here's the thing. One of my conferences is really controversial, and the other is probably not as controversial. So do I want?
I already know what the controversial one it's going to be is the West, because you think the Pelicans are going to make the 6th seed.
Okay. So should I save the controversial one for last, or for?
Save that one for last. Let me
All
hear
right,
your
we're gonna go East first. We're gonna go top to bottom, all right? So number 1 in the East, I got Milwaukee Bucks. I think they're my pick to win the final.
I would imagine so.
They're my pick to win the final. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, Eric Bledsoe. Antetokounmpo playing another stellar season. They got it in the bag. I strongly believe they got the best record in the NBA right now. I think they're going to take it all home.
So are they your number 1 overall right now?
They are my number 1 overall right
Okay.
now. Number 2 in the East, I got the Boston Celtics. I think they're playing extremely well. A lot of young talent. Jason Tatum's having an amazing season. Kemba Walker is really filling in that guard role that they've been missing for a while, like the leadership that they've needed. So, yeah, I got the Celtics.
I would say, I didn't say this also in mind, Gordon Hayward, the reemergence of Gordon Hayward has been awesome as well.
Yeah, he struggled last season.
Yeah, he's been playing good. He's been playing really good.
3, I got the Miami Heat.
Okay.
Another young, talented roster, led by Jimmy Butler, and then you got a surrounding cast of young, stellar players in Bam, Tyler, Chris Dunn. I think they're a legit threat in the East, and I think they're going to finish 3rd. 4, I got the Raptors. You can't knock them. Siakam's playing outstanding. They're number 2. What are they? Number 2 in the East?
Yeah, they're 2 right
now.
now.
They're playing well. Defending NBA champs.
Yeah.
They got a lot going for them.
Actually, a fun fact about the Raptors, they actually have a better record at the All-Star break than they did last season.
The reason they're at 4 is, A, they don't have Kawhi, which is, although they're still playing extremely well, Kawhi is definitely a threat or a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
And then Kyle Lowry just can't be trusted when it comes to the playoffs.
Yeah.
At 5, I got the Sixers. 5, I got the 76ers. I know that could be a little hard to understand if you say 5, I got 6. But at 5, I got the 76ers. You still got Joel Embiid. You still got Ben Simmons. They're still playing well. Whether they're going to be playing well enough to make the conference finals like you think, I don't think so. But we'll see. 6, I got the Pacers. That's about all I got.
Oladipo is back. He has been slow return, but I do like this Pacers team. They always go under the radar every season. If we're talking standings predictions, I would have them probably at the same spots, 5 or 6.
Domantas Sabonis.
Domantas Sabonis.
Domantas Sabonis.
So just call him Sabonis.
Sabonis.
Yeah.
He's
a double-double guy. He averages a double-double.
That's pretty solid.
And he's the guy that's led the charge with Oladipo being out for a year and a half.
It's all right if you ask me. Anyway, 7.
And he used to be in Oklahoma City Thunder.
Wow.
That's where you guys came from.
News you don't need to know. 7, I got the Magic.
Yes. Florida team.
Yeah.
Orlando.
About time. Their name says the Magic. They're gonna work some late season magic. They're gonna step up in the rankings. Not too much. I think I only got them moving up 1 spot from where they're currently at. But which leads me to 8, which is the Nets. I think the Magic are going to pass the Nets because Kyrie Irving seems to be like a bundle of dysfunction everywhere he goes.
There doesn't really seem to be anything promising about the Nets team right now.
No. The only promise they have is that next year may be better when Kevin Durant comes back. And that's maybe. I mean, here's the thing. I like the Nets. I like a lot of the players on the Nets. I like Spencer Dinwiddie. I like Jared Allen. I like Karis LeVert.
I like all those guys too.
But they're being overtaken by Kyrie Irving.
Hot take.
They're better off without Kyrie.
Brooklyn gets fed up with Kyrie. They trade him in the offseason. They bring in a different... Because I honestly think, looking at it, I don't know if Kyrie and KD together isn't the greatest fit. I think if you find another shooter to add to that team around Kevin Durant, because you're not a great shooting team. You got the size in Jared Allen, and then obviously Kevin Durant returning. I would much rather Kevin Durant be the driving force on that team than kind of sharing it with Kyrie.
Right. Oh, yeah. I think they'd be better off if that was the case. And they also have DeAndre Jordan.
That's true. They have Jordan as well.
But
he's kind of on the back half of his career.
But yeah, so that's my Eastern Conference.
All right, let's hear the West.
We're gonna start with the West Conference. Number 1, I got the Lakers. I can't argue. LeBron. Anytime LeBron is on a basketball team, they're just gonna be like the top of their standings, except for last year when he played with the Lakers. That was not a good year. But LeBron, AD, Kuzma, Caruso. They got a lot of talent on the roster.
Jared Dudley.
Well, I was talking about talent, but
Dwight Howard.
Anyway, so yeah, so I got the Lakers at 1. They got a lot of talent. They got a lot to work with.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Don't forget about the GOAT.
Big offensive threat. Number 2, I got the Clippers. The big defensive threat. I feel like the Lakers and Clippers could be flip-flopped. But right now, the Lakers are playing at a much higher level of their potential than the Clippers are. The Clippers, big defensive team. You got Kawhi Leonard. You got Montrezl Harrell. You got Paul George. You got Patrick Beverly. You got I'm missing someone.
Zubac.
No, that's not who I was thinking.
Center.
That's not at all who I was thinking.
You talking defensively or just?
Yeah, defensively.
Oh, they added Marcus Morris.
Marcus Morris, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they just picked him up.
And that's the thing. When I look at this Clippers team, you have 4 guys on that, maybe even 5, that can neutralize LeBron. Kawhi, Paul George, Marcus Morris. You think back to when the Cavs and the Celtics faced each other 2 years in a row in the conference finals. Marcus Morris was that guy guarding LeBron. Even though LeBron went off.
Right.
Morris still knows how to defend LeBron.
And then
Beverly has proven he can do the same, and then Montrezl Harrell, just with the size and athleticism, I'm sure he can do the same as well.
Yeah. So I mean, if the Clippers start playing to their potential, this could easily be flip-flopped. Clippers at 1, Lakers at 2, but it's not. So that's where I have it. Number 3, I got the Nuggets. I like the Nuggets. I think they have very good young guards. And Jokic, you just gotta love watching Jokic.
I love Jokic. He runs around like an old man, but when he gets the ball, he's like a wizard.
He reminds me of like much more athletic and talented Varejao and Timothy Mozgov. Actually, he reminds me of a much more talented and athletic Mozgov.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the Nuggets. I like them a lot. Gary Harris, Jamal Murray, they're working the ball, working magic, clutch, good players. I got the Nuggets 3. 4, I got the Rockets. I don't really like the Rockets, but they have some decent players. Russell Westbrook, James Harden, PJ Tucker.
They just added Robert Covington,
Eric Gordon. They got a bunch of shooters. They They're dangerous. They're very lethal. I'm not sure about their defense. I don't believe Russell Westbrook or James Harden play good defense.
I know Harden doesn't.
Westbrook can.
He's good at jumping passes. He's not necessarily at guarding guys that are ball handlers.
Right. So I think they're going to struggle majorly in that aspect. And they got rid of Clint Capella. He was their big man. They now have no big men, which makes it very awkward.
Well, that's part of the reason why I didn't even have him on my top 10. I don't know if I've said this before, but 2017 Rockets, when they made the 3 seed that year, and they made the conference. Did they make the conference finals that year? I can't remember if they did that year or not.
2017.
I know they did 2018. But that year when it was Westbrook Harden for MVP race, I think that was the most lethal Rockets team, mainly because of the relationship between Harden and Capella, their ability to just break teams down into pick and roll. I think you lose that with Capella.
Yeah, no, I agree. 5. Here's where I start to get a little controversial.
Okay,
5.
Let's hear it.
It's the this isn't too much of a out there yet, but I got the Mavericks. Doncic is back.
Yeah.
Missing from their lineup for a long time. He's a huge piece of their team. Now that he's back, I think they're going to start to surge again, and we'll see them rise in the rankings. Honestly, I could have had them over the Rockets, and they very well could beat the Rockets. I don't think that's going to be a problem for them. 6, I have the Thunder. That's where they currently stand. I agree, yes. They have some good players. I don't like Chris Paul, but Chris Paul's playing all right. Steven Adams. Not a huge Steven Adams fan either. I know you are. You love Steven Adams. But, he's playing well. He's great on defense. He can play a little bit of offense.
Aquaman.
Yeah, he does. He looks like Jason Momoa. So we'll give him that. That's a benefit to the doubt. And then Shea Gilgeous-Alexander?
Yeah.
He's playing well. Young player. But yeah, I got the Thunder at 6. 7, I got the Pelicans.
I thought you said they were going to finish 6.
They are, but
why do you?
Look, don't start with me. You put the Sixers at 9.
Okay, whatever.
I mean, what?
But you're saying these are your predictions for the finished standings, right?
These are the power rankings
For the end of the season.
for the end of the season. That doesn't necessarily mean division rankings.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that's where they're going to finish.
All right.
It's just how strong I think they are.
So what you're saying is you think the Thunder are better than the Pelicans, but the Pelicans will finish with a better record than the Thunder.
Yeah. Yep. You heard correctly.
Okay.
All right. Pelicans. Zion Williamson. Jrue Holiday is still on the team,
Yes, he is.
which means
Should have been a Laker.
which is good news for the Pelicans that he's still there. Lonzo Ball. Brandon Ingram. You don't have to say anything else. That's a solid young lineup with some great ball movement by Jrue.
Yeah.
And then number 8, I got the Jazz. I'm not totally sold on the Jazz. They're at number 4 right now in the rankings, but I see them falling. I see them falling a lot. I don't see a lot of depth to their team.
They don't have a lot of depth, but they're not like astonishing when you watch them. They're a fun team to watch, but they're not like overly talented or anything. The reason I still have them up there is because for the last 2 years they've been able to do it with almost the same squad they have now. I mean, the last 2 years they made a conference semifinals. So not much has changed. Gobert has gotten better, so has Donovan Mitchell. There is potential for a drop-off considering the depth on the team, but I've just seen how they have been able to maintain their success.
Right. Yeah.
That's why I still have them up on the list.
But I mean, That's why I have them at 8. I can understand, that they're gonna have a good ranking going into the playoffs, but once it comes to the end of the season, they're not better than the rest of these other teams. I don't think they are.
I agree with that.
So that's why I have the Jazz at 8. And that's all I got. That's
So no Memphis and no Portland in the West.
Nope. No, because the Pelicans are going to be taking it.
Good.
They're going to be taking the 6th.
It's bold.
They're going to be taking the 6th seed.
It's bold, but that's what we are about on this channel.
Bold.
We are bold. We make bold predictions.
I guess you could say we're elevated.
Elevated predictions. If you were to look at my list and then just use my list to predict standings, my West would look like Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, Jazz, Thunder for my end of season records. So, I don't know. We're definitely torn on the West. East we can agree on. That's about it for this topic.
Yeah.
Like this video. Let us know what you think. What are your power rankings? What do you think it'll look like at the end of the season? Comment, subscribe. Check us out on socials. Check out the podcast. We'll see you later.